All right, now we've got Felicity Brown from Chinta Air Tours. How are you, Felicity?
Good, thanks. Good morning.
Good morning. I can see your smiling face on the screen there.
Welcome to Chinta Air Tours. We offer tailor-made air safaris of the Australian outback. You've heard of some of the things that there are to do in our sunny city of Adelaide, but there's a lot more to South Australia than another city. We specialise in using light aircraft to link the scenic highlights of South Australia. The reason for using light aircraft is that we can land at the remote airstrips across the state as well as international airports. And it's quite a thrill to be departing from an international airport behind a Singapore Airlines or a Qantas jet, and 2 hours later you're landing at a remote airstrip like this. The other advantage of light aircraft is that everybody has a great view of the scenery. Everybody has a window seat, and the windows are large and allow for a good visibility. All of our passengers also get a headset, so you can actually hear the commentary of the description of the country that you're flying over. The advantage, there's a number of advantages of light aircraft, and one is that it really does cut down on the travel time. A drive that might take you 4 hours can take less than 2 by aircraft. There's a range of aircraft on offer depending on your budget and the number of people in your group. All of our tours can be tailor-made to your requirements. They depart on demand with a minimum of 2 people. So we fit in with your schedule, not you trying to fit in with ours. Surprisingly, for light aircraft, the luggage allowance is 25 kilos per person for 2 passengers on all flights. So I think that's the same as international business class. And as you can see, we've got a range of aircraft depending on budget or group size. Each booking is treated as a private booking, so the only people on the aircraft are the people that you book. Now, as we go across the state, there's a range of places to stay in, depending on your requirements. We have a number of set tours, but we can also vary this to your particular interests. The variety of accommodation on offer includes an award-winning eco-villa. Now, in the main bedroom, there's a skylight above the bed, so you can actually lie in bed and look at the stars. This is in the Flinders Ranges, about 4 hours drive north of Adelaide. Or there's accommodation in the Gawler Ranges, which is a luxury tent with a private ensuite and a hot water shower. This is the standard of camping that I like, and it's slightly more exciting than what I remember from the Girl Guides. Or, of course, there's luxury eco-lodges or 5-star hotels. Our tours are all-inclusive, so all meals, flights, accommodation, 4-wheel drive tours are all included. One of the things about getting out into the Australian outback is the opportunity to see native Australian wildlife in the wild, which is always impressive for all of our visitors. Our most popular tour is the 4-day, 3-night tour from Ayers Rock down to Adelaide. This is a distance equal to going from Wichita in Kansas down to Houston. So over 4 days, you're covering approximately half the country. It starts with a sit-down meal watching the sunset over Ayers Rock. The second day is the opportunity to see Coober Pedy, known as the opal capital of the world. From Coober Pedy, we fly across to William Creek. The only reason for visiting William Creek is that it's one of those small remote outback communities. Each time we visit there, I offer people the opportunity to meet up with a real estate agent and see if they would like to move there, but I haven't yet had any takers. The third day is spent in the Flinders Ranges in the award-winning Eco Villa and includes a half-day tour of the Flinders Ranges. And then the fourth day ends in Adelaide. A new tour that we launched earlier this year is 5 days of outback wildlife. This includes flights from Adelaide down to Kangaroo Island, 2 days on Kangaroo Island on a tour, on a four-wheel drive tour with local experienced guides. From there, from Kangaroo Island, we fly northwest across the state to the Gawler Ranges, where we have 3 days in the outback, staying in the safari tents. On this tour, you're guaranteed Australian wildlife in the wild. 7 different types of kangaroos, 256 different species of birds, wombats, koalas, echidnas, emus, sea lions and seals. So it pretty much covers everything. The opportunity we provide is to escape your daily life and come and enjoy the outback of South Australia. Now my contact details are here. The name Chinta comes from a Kokota word, which is the indigenous people to our area. Chinta is the name of a small bush turkey, and the bush turkey is a bird that flies for a short distance, stops, lands, has a look around, has a feed, has a sleep, and then moves on to its next destination. And that's pretty much what we offer with our tours. Our contact details are there, or like the other operators that you've heard from today, you can find us on Facebook. So please don't be afraid to give us a call. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thanks so much for listening. Are there any questions? Maybe while we're waiting, did you want to just quickly speak about how you got into flying, Felicity? It's a great story.
Chinta Tours is my husband's and I business. I learnt to fly for a bet back in '97. There's an event called the Outback Air Race, which raises money for the Royal Flying Doctor Service. It's an event that goes for 2 weeks, and in each destination you have a fundraising event. In October of '97, somebody bet me that I couldn't learn to fly in time to compete in the race about 10 months later. So I started to learn to fly, and I had to move up 2 plane sizes to have enough room to fit everybody on board. 2 of my girlfriends came with me. We flew to the start of the air race in Alice Springs, and we turned up in belly dancing costumes because we understood that it was all about the fun of it. When we walked into the room for the start of the race, everybody else was dressed in jeans and T-shirts because aviation is pretty conservative. So some of the guys had their names embroidered across the front of their T-shirt pocket, and the really outrageous ones had their team name on the back. And we stood there in belly dancing costumes. We set up the business in 2003 when I was bored. I was pregnant with twins and bored. And so I set up the business.
I just had a baby, and I tell you what, that I don't get bored having just one. I get bored with 2.
Well, I was only pregnant at the time. As being part of the business, I'm a chief pilot as well. There's only 4 female chief pilots in Australia. And it's just sheer coincidence that the rest of my crew happens to be fit young men.
Thanks, Alicia. I've got a couple of questions come through, and I love hearing that story every time I hear it, by the way. Do you do totally custom itineraries if requested?
Yes, we do. You tell us where you want to go and what you want to see, and we're more than happy to help. And
for the agents on the line, a lot of the imagery that you would have seen with the different tour operators participating in the various webinars as part of this series. So when you are booking with Chinta, more often than not, you're also supporting the other operators that you've been hearing from throughout these weeks. Okay.
That's true.
Have we got any other questions?
And
got
you
one.
can find us, sorry, I
Felicia.
was just going to say that you can find us through your preferred ITO or agency.
Excellent. I think that's about all the questions we've got. I've got one from Diane about holding a koala. Just quickly answering that, yes, you can do that, Diane. You can do that in a few parks around South Australia. Clearland in the Adelaide Hills is the most popular place, but also Gorge Wildlife Park.
And also on Kangaroo Island.
And the
And
Pandana
also on
Wildlife
Kangaroo Island.
Park as well.
At Pandana.
Yep.
Excellent. All right, well, we'll move on. If you have got any other questions, please feel free to send them to the operators or to myself after the session. We're going to be sending out the PowerPoints that you've seen so you can use them at your own leisure. And just a reminder, this session will be posted on YouTube later on at that SA Trade Specialist channel that I was talking about before. Just a reminder, our next webinar is going to be held on the 2nd of August, and we're going to be featuring Rich and Lingering, which is a food and wine tour operator, the Louise Hotel in the Barossa, and also exceptional Kangaroo Island. So that's the 2nd of August at 3 p.m. Pacific. Thanks, Matt.
Pleasure, John.
Thanks for joining us again. Thank you to Felicity, Mark and Crystal. We know it's an early start, but we really appreciate you coming in.
No worries.
All right, everyone. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.